What a ship.
I'm trying to, bro, but it's not. It's
like
not
something with the printer.
Nah, it's not a regular file, bro. I can't open it.
Oh, it's pages.
Yeah, what's that about?
I mean, crazy. Change it.
I can change it.
Change it right quick. What a ship. What a ship. It's a friendship. It's a relationship. It's a don't mess with me ship. That's what it is.
Oh, did you just cuss?
I did not. Never did that. I don't curse.
You're lying.
You don't
drink.
lying.
I don't drink.
Well, I don't curse.
What's up? Oh, Lord. What time did you wake up tomorrow?
I woke up at a normal time. Hey, Ray. What's going on? You know, seriously.
Turn it up, Joel.
Are you getting it? Are you changing? Okay, cool. Thank you. That's so sweet of you. I love you. What's up, Yana?
You want to play another song so we get this? You want to come in?
Yeah.
No.
I'm just doing the intro. Then we go now.
Calm down,
Just do.
Don't play with me. They're playing with me, y'all. They're playing with me, y'all.
30 seconds, y'all.
What's that? Candy? Oh, you're not serious. You're not serious.
serious.
You are definitely not serious.
We got 20.
You love that shirt. It's cute. So next time you're going to have to get 2
15.
seconds. Oh, for that shirt. Keep on.
10 seconds.
Are we on board?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's a kinship, it's a friendship, it's a relationship, and all that means is what a brunch bunch ship. Faith moves mountain, but action gets you to the top. Believing is the first step, but faith without action is just a wish. You can pray for opportunities, but you have to position yourself to receive them. You can dream of success, but you have to do the work to achieve it. So today, pray, believe, and move. The mountain will shift, but it's up to you to climb. It's your main man, Action Jackson, and you're rocking with the Brunch Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390. And on this faith-filled, action-filled day, I am proudly posted with Wide Awake.
That's right. I'm wide awake, y'all. It's your girl Tamara Fair on the air, and I'm super excited about Thursday.
Whoa!
We got guests. We got great information today.
Guess on.
We got guests on. And guess what? The guest doesn't even want to be named because
so what's his
of
name?
the content of which he is talking about. You know, we've been trying to come up with a solution as to how we're going to at least get the people to the negotiation table. We might have one, but you definitely want to listen today. And you know what, Marcel? You said that you opened up with it's a kinship, it's a relationship, it's a friendship. You know what? We gotta make this ship work.
Listen, the ship will sail on. Because you know what? Jesus is my captain. I can't get nobody to help me up here. I'm ready today. I'm ready, Tammy. Listen, believers, we got a great show for you. Call your friends and your frenemies. Tell them that the Brunch Bunch is on right now. But before we go to break, I want to remind you it's going down to 2 o'clock. Our senior squad Valentine's Day luncheon. You don't want to miss it. There are a few spaces available. It's going down to 6978 Soul Food. That's 6978 West North Avenue. Don't meet us there. Beat us there.
You say it's a few spaces left, but let me tell you something about 6978 that I know. It'll be walk up and you'll be standing outside waiting to get in. So you better get there. You make sure you're there at 2.
Well, you already know it. Listen, believers, we got so much for you today. Don't go nowhere because our next guest, who shall remain nameless, will be right with us right here on the Brunch Bunch. Hey, it's your main man, Action Jackson. Life can throw you a lot of curveballs. Don't say no names. Life events can seriously hurt your credit score. A bad credit score can stop you from buying that home, a car, or starting a business.
2.5.
Well, lucky for you, the professionals at Wealthy Intentions are great at credit repair. They can help you address all those inaccurate, unverified, or unfair negative items on your credit report. It just takes one phone call and you'll walk away.
Woo! Excuse me, y'all.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Lord Jesus.
And I took a bath. I took a shower.
Did you need something before the intro?
No, I just want to make
you
sure
know,
you record it.
today
Jarrell,
is Thursday, right?
can you
So,
make sure you send me that
so
intro?
Wednesday was the blackout don't buy anything day, right? That was,
Lord, and Valencia was at Target yesterday.
oh, she was at the store you shouldn't have been.
Oh man.
The store.
Now that I think about it, I texted her, where are you? She said,
Did she take it back?
MJ and I at Target.
She gotta take it back.
I just remember.
No, that can't work. She gotta take it back. But see, the thing about it is, those are really nice incremental steps. But we need a really robust, powerful move to make this move.
Yeah.
To make it. Did you get that? Did you get those? This was my pen.
That was my pen.
It ain't no
I
more.
took that out of my
I took
pocket.
it. I took
El
it.
Paquito.
What's up, Tina? So is Sir on the line?
Yes.
Okay, I guess it's
Can we talk to him right quick? Just
yes.
Hey, this is Inspiration 1390. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sir, are you on?
I am.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. We are excited about you joining us this afternoon. We should have gotten him a
Black History.
We should have gotten him a voice
changer.
Changer.
Can you do that?
No.
Just change the
I
voice.
want to be your man.
You got no plugins on here?
BSTs.
No BSTs on the...
What's up, Fletcher? What's up, T-Nick? Hey, Style Me, Brandon. We got it. If he don't do it, I'll do it. Because he's in his phone.
You can actually do it.
Good.
We're supposed to alternate.
I couldn't tell.
Hey,
You
sir,
were asleep yesterday.
No, I was. I was so sleepy yesterday.
Stand by, all right?
I'm ready.
All right. Get ready, y'all. We're going into Black History.
Trying to guess.
Who's Black History? Who's Black
got 10
History?
seconds. You got 10
Do you know the real Style Me, Brandon. You know what my daughter styles me, but one day maybe you can.
We're going there.
I tell you where we wouldn't be. We wouldn't be in the White House because guess what? Black people built the White House. But you know what? Today's highlight in Black history is Phyllis Wheatley. She was the first African American to publish a book of poetry, poems on various subjects, religious and moral. In 1773, that's when she published her books. She was born in Gambia and sold to the Wheatley family in Boston when she was just 7 years old. Wheatley was emancipated shortly after her book was released. You know, it's 365 days Black history on the Brunch Bunch. So this is your, 200th day?
Yeah. And on that note, we got a hot guest coming up. You don't want to go nowhere. We're about to be in the raw.
What's up, Africa?
I don't know what you said.
Because you was in your phone. So, everybody is swirling around these different ideas as to what we can do to get the Republicans and this current administration to the talking tables so that all of these freezes can actually stop. So yesterday was the blackout day. Yesterday, nobody was supposed to shop at all in certain stores, and those stores have been listed. And as an alternative, there is a list of Black-owned stores that are circulating. But the question is this going to be enough? Is this going to be enough impact to actually move the needle in the way that most of the American people want to get it moved? So our guest today, who wants to remain nameless, and we're definitely going to respect that, has some facts about what actually could happen that would move the needle.
Can I do the introduction?
Of course.
Anonymous has been known through centuries. That's someone you don't know. No. But we are so glad to have our guest who is going to help enlighten us on what's going on. Sir, are you with us?
I'm right here, myself. And Tamara, it's a pleasure to be with you guys. And I know that a lot of people have been hoping to find some way to make an impression on people that don't even follow court orders. Like, what are we going to do? If the court orders them around and they ignore it, then what am I going to do sitting at home? What am I going to do that could possibly have an effect? And like the Brunch Bunch tells us all the time, we have our strength when we act together. And that's
Sir, before you go into it, I want to ask you a couple of questions because I want to take the believers and the listeners, the saints and the ain'ts, I want to take them slowly so that we can teach as well as preach, right? So let's establish the first things first, sir. Is the money that the current administration is attempting to, and in some cases actually freezing, is that money the American people are paying to the federal government?
That's the money. That's the money they're freezing is money that the people of America have entrusted our government with, and we've given the Congress the right to decide how it's going to be spent. And the people who are in the executive branch right now are ignoring Congress. They're ignoring the courts. They're spending our money the way they feel like it, and not spending it the way they feel like it.
So now, how is that money paid, and who pays it to the government?
Well, the number one source by far of the money that's paid into the government is income taxes. That's far and away the highest part of the overall income of the government. They have other things like tariffs you may have heard of. Other ways the government gets money, but by comparison to income taxes, everything else is secondary. So income taxes is where the action is.
So I shouldn't pay my taxes right now because Trump is fooling around.
Just hold on, Jim Shoe. Just hold on. So, sir, can you tell us what the federal budget's numbers are currently?
Well, the overall budget right now is $7 trillion.
Say it again.
$7 trillion.
With
I
a
got
T?
that.
With a T. So now, to Marcel's point, if that money was not paid, what ramifications would Americans face as a whole? Meaning, could their accounts be levied or their assets be seized? What actually would happen if Americans decided not to pay their federal income tax?
Well, the answer is that the government does have ways to go collect tax when it's owed. They do. But the system is set up so that most of those things are implemented many, many months from now. So the money that we have taken out of our checks tomorrow and the next day and the day after that, if the government wants to go after those dollars, they won't even know that they have the right to do that for more than a year.
Now, why is that? Why is that delay in place?
Well, because the Form W-4, which most of us are familiar with, is a self-reported form. We are in control of that. Each one of us has control over our W-4 form. And the government system is set up so that they don't know if you are underpaying your tax until you file your tax return either in April or later next year. With an extension, it might be as late as October of 2026 before they know that you have not paid in the tax that you were supposed to pay in. So they can't start to collect it until they know you owe it. So yes, they would eventually have collection mechanisms to go after you if you don't pay the tax in that you owe. But those aren't going to be around. They're not going to affect 2025's cash flow for the federal government because they're just not.
Because it's a year behind.
That's right.
So I hear boycott.
No, more like a tax revolt.
Well, yeah, because you can put your W-4. It's the beginning of the year. You can go to your employers at any time and change your exemptions. You can change your whole W-4 if you want to.
Or you can just say, I don't want my federal taxes to be taken out.
Yeah.
And so now, what are the ramifications? I want to talk about the benefits and the ramifications, but I just want to talk about that in a minute. As I said, I want to take it slow if that's okay. So let's break down, before we do that, the median income of Americans on an average family's income.
Well, the average American employee has about $41,000 of annual income. That's the median income in America.
And how many employees do we have in America?
We've got 136.9 million employees.
I thought it was 168.9.
It is. I've just read my notes. 168.9 is the right number.
Y'all playing with me.
You know what? This sounds like a setup.
Okay, and so what actually is the percentage that Americans must pay for the federal tax component?
Well,
I think it's about 9%.
Yeah, the withholding tables are very complex, but the average is 9%.
9%. So do the math right there for me, sir. $41,000 times 9% times 168.9 million. What does that actually come to?
That comes to $609 billion that we're paying in voluntarily because our W-4s say that we're going to pay it in, and we don't have to. We can go on strike and say, I'm not paying that. I'm not giving thieves my money. And collectively, we can diminish their cash flow by $609 million.
Billion, right?
$9 billion.
Now, we know half of the country is not going to do that because half of the country is very vested in this administration's efforts. So what would half of that be? 304 billion?
Well, I think more than half, because I was watching the news report today and the guy said, I'm a Trump supporter, but his farms in California all ran by migrant workers that he says pay their taxes, have families, but now they no longer can work and are being sent back. So he's not really agreeing with Trump. So I can see him withdrawing his federal tax money.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Trump supporters, people who voted for Trump, who are now regretting it. A lot of them. And so I think it would be more than half.
Yeah, I agree. I think it would be more than half now. I think at election time, it wouldn't be, but I think more people are feeling this impact from these freezes. Now, let me ask you one more question. Well, I probably got a few more questions. In your expert opinion, do you think that this will be an effective plan to get the administration at least to the negotiation tables? Because so far, they're locking people out of places that usually our legislators had free reign to get in, and they're not actually taking any meetings. Do you think this might be the impact we need?
You know, there's a lot of people that are searching for answers, and if you think about it, these people that we're dealing with, they're money people. That's what this is all about. This is a big money play. And so if we have the kind of impact with hundreds of billions of dollars are missing from their budget, they're going to pay attention. They're going to pay attention. And, you know, if everybody could get together and do this the right way, there could be, they could shut down, that could shut down the government, and these people need the government to do their bidding. That's the idea. Yes, they're using government. They're not spending money on things that the American people need, but they're using that money to do their bidding.
Yep.
So,
hit the pockets.
Does this sound familiar to you? Has this ever been done in history in any other country?
Well, yeah, tax strikes are kind of like one of the things that the populace can use to fight back against government that is out of control. And so this isn't I didn't invent this, but it's time for us to reanalyze it because historically it has worked. I mean, all the way to the Middle Ages. And
sir, we should have been calling you Robin Hood.
Robin Hood was a tax strike guy.
Yeah.
That's what he was. Let's not pay these people the money so that they can use it against us.
Because that's what's happening now, right? We're paying you to use our money against us.
And fund your non-elected advisors who are in the Oval Office with their toddler sons who are telling you to be quiet. But now you're about to get a $500 million contract for Tesla trucks.
Right. But how long did it take? Doesn't it sound kind of reminiscent of what happened in Nazi Germany?
Well, it is. I mean, what's going on right now in terms of an executive branch, if you want to call it that, or a dictator would be a better word, just seizing control and ignoring all the rules and just doing what he wants and saying basically to the rest of the world, stop me if you can. It took Adolf Hitler 53 days to take his country completely from a republic to a dictatorship. And this
Well, I'm certain that
Because he is a Hitler fan. He is a Nazi fan. 53 days. Wow. And what day are we on in this presidency?
15. Wow.
That's scary.
Well, sir, thank you so much. But I definitely before we leave, I want to talk about something that would be an even bolder move with Social Security and Medicare that comes out of each one of the American workers' checks. Now, that would be a different scenario, right? The federal dollars employees can control, but am I correct in understanding that Social Security and Medicare would have to be from employers because employees do not have the control of keeping those dollars from going to where they're supposed to go?
That is also correct. So for that to be effectively implemented, the employers of America would have to join in on this about civil disobedience. They'd have to say, you know what, my employees are willing to take some risks. They're willing to pay some costs. They're not going to go to jail over this, but they're willing to risk an audit. They're willing to risk penalty and interest. Maybe I should join them in helping them to achieve the goals of keeping our country from falling into the abyss. And so if the employers of America united to join in this and withhold, I'm just going to say, put it in the bank instead of giving it to the government, and withhold that money that's supposed to be going to the Social Security and Medicare taxes, that number would be over $1 trillion, in addition to the 609 we talked about. So
when you say over $1 trillion, how much over $1 trillion would it be?
Well, by itself, the Medicare and Social Security would be $1,040 million. $1,040 million.
I just had an epiphany.
You had an epiphany.
We need to galvanize tomorrow. I'm going to let you lead the charge. You get everybody to stop paying their federal taxes, and then I'll hold it in my interest-bearing savings account.
That would won't be done. I almost couldn't get it out.
Yeah.
But you're right about that we definitely need to hold it in an account, because that money that you're sending to the federal government to work against you could work for you in an interest-bearing account. And
but can you trust that? With Elon Musk having access to everybody info and all that, he gonna stop the bank account.
Well, you could put it in you could put it in your shoebox too.
Yeah, but I said we got to put it in the mattress.
But I wouldn't suggest you spend it, because at some point it's going to catch up.
Yeah.
But there could be an injunction after the fact that prohibits any penalties and interest if, in fact, enough legislators feel that that's viable.
I just had another epiphany. You know what, sir? This is what we need to find. We need to find one of the thugs from the January 6th riots and get them to lead the charge on withholding all the taxes. Because then when it's all said and done and they come bowing to us, they'll pardon all of us because we let one of them lead the charge.
Well, sir, thank you so much for your expertise. We truly do appreciate you.
Yes,
we definitely
that was
wanted
interesting.
to make sure that your anonymity was respected. But it is bold moves like this that we need to start thinking about, so that we can even have a chance at stopping this coup, I'll say. Well, enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Robin Hood. Listen, a tax-free vote. We're solution-based here. Should we figure out how we can galvanize and make that happen? I know that will get the attention of everybody.
Well, I stopped my taxes today, and it was only $35. But understand this.
What that 35 add up?
But 35 over 168.9 million, that comes out to be a lot of money. And people start listening when you're talking about lots of money. Because what are we doing? We're actually we're fueling this whole initiative with continuing to pay into a government that is continuing to use our money against us.
To do whatever they want. And we saw how it happened with Robin Hood. And we know on this Throwback Thursday, history will repeat itself if you allow it to.
53 days?
53. We ain't going to let that happen. But you know what? We walk by faith and not by sight. And you know what I say to the mountain? I can't get nobody to help me.
Well, you said, do you know what I said to the mountain? Everybody don't know what you said.
Well, if I see a mountain, my prayer is, Lord, don't move the mountain. Just give me the strength to climb. It's Throwback Thursday right here on the Brunch Bunch. Don't go nowhere. We got way more to share right here on Inspiration 1390.
So some of you all are saying, can we just move to Africa? Well, we could move to Africa, but that's not where we would still have issues because we would still have to become citizens. That would be an arduous situation. And we would still have to get ingrained.
Cool. How? Because I want the tax revolt?
No, you can't say we all about to boycott and not pay taxes, bro.
You can do that. It's illegal. You can do that.
Well, right.
No, it's not.
I thought, but we are just an opinion-based show. We have the freedom of speech, but it is a fine line to say, don't pay your taxes. Those people be right after you.
No,
but we can't be scared.
Let me tell you something. This is what I'm saying to you, that it is legal for you to stop your federal taxes from being.
And you know, everybody who talk about that, the feds start watching them.
No, that's because they don't pay them. Listen, until you know that you owe the taxes, you don't owe them. Well,
no.
You know what?
But Jarrell, we ain't gonna get nowhere if we scared.
Well, so many people are afraid.
I know. But that's why
the IRS is fired.
That's why they say the youth always lead. And I didn't learn that until I started as a young activist. But as I got older and had responsibility, it was harder for me to be on the front line because I was like, well, wait a minute. I don't need this to stop. I don't want them to come take this, but it just let me know how.
But they're taking it anyway.
They're taking it,
They're taking it anyway.
Throw this away from me, Justin.
Well, Yana, I'm so glad you think this is good stuff. Brandy,
Lane said, amen, scared for what? Yep.
But you know what? I am more afraid of what's happening than that.
Yeah.
I'm much more afraid of that. And I just don't think that with the pace that they're going, our efforts are going to outpace their pace.
When he said
53 days. 53 days. That's all it took for him to turn Germany into a Nazi camp.
When he said 53 days, I said, wait a minute. God is in control. That's right. Stay in your lane. I hope that's what you're saying. Yeah, where the guests at?
This is we did perfect timing too.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got to do your story and I got to do mine. Let's go.
We're here to provide compassionate care and support for you and your loved ones. With dignity and respect, we help families under their lives.
Jarrell, you can't be scared.
I'm scared. You just had a whole dude on the phone who wouldn't even say his name. I'm scared. Go on.
Well, that's a point too.
They know who I am.
But
they coming for me.
We showed him talking. He was anonymous, and we just I'm Michael Jackson. Revolt. I think it's a good idea, but would you get good buy-in?
You know what?
That's the question. Would you get? Would you be by? Oh, right. They always say.
You know what I mean?
No, I know him. He's a very wise dude, and I trust his judgment. Well, maybe she didn't know. Bring him in. Right, but usually he's sitting there. If you don't say, come on in, we're ready for you. Oh, never mind, we lied. Hey, whatever.
Hi, guys.
Ah.
How are you? Awesome. How are you?
I'm highly blessed, faith, and all of that. How you doing?
We missed you last week, but it wasn't y'all day, your husband.
I know.
I said, yeah, your wife probably knew it wasn't y'all day. You gotta stick with the women, I tell you.
No. You know, last week was my birthday.
Oh, happy belated.
Then I went to Mexico.
Oh, nice.
And,
so pretty.
I got back Monday night.
Oh,
nice.
wow. Well, happy belated birthday.
Thank you. You guys got the talking points for today?
No.
No?
Not yet.
Oh, right.
Okay.
We'll have them shortly.
Okay.
Well, that's a smart idea that Robin Hood had. But we live in a society, people scared. And then my only issue with that
Thank you. I don't want to hear
is
it.
Will.
I don't want to hear it.
No.
No,
I
I
just
seriously
want.
don't want to hear
Why
it.
is it good? I started with it was a good idea, but
How was Mexico?
how can we make sure people don't spend that money when it come back home?
Can't make sure.
I know that's the only thing.
Only thing you can make sure of is that if you have been galvanizing your legislators to make sure that those bills are passed so that they don't get penalties. You know you got to pay that money. At some point, you got to pay that money.
Right.
You definitely need to call us because protecting what matters most is what we're all about.
How did Daisy
So we going there. We going there.
I know that boy.
We're
Well,
rocking
I'll
with the
be
brunch.
John Brown.
You're rocking with the brunch right here on Inspiration 1390. It's your girl Tamara Fair on the air, and I'm not exactly sure who I'm sitting here in the studio.
It's Robin Hood. No, listen. You know what? I love this show, even though I'm on it. If I wasn't on it, I would listen every day because we always bring great guests, great resources, and we have a good time. And so sometimes Tamara waits until Jarrell, the producer, says 10 seconds and then want to say something crazy to me to throw me off. I'm starting to
But
think
if
it's
you
on
always
purpose.
stay ready, you can't be thrown off. Isn't that his mantra? I don't have to get ready because I stay ready. Freddie.
Well, I'll be John Brown. But speaking of John Brown, we don't have John in the studio, but we got Shaena Flanagan back with us. Shaena,
She's been around the world and
I was just about to say that she is back from vacation, well refreshed and ready to educate people on all things building wealth.
Yes, and also getting ready for the 2025 real estate market too.
All right. So listen, you have really come in here and made a splash, particularly about these grants that people can. Are these grants still available even in this current administration's climate?
It is, surprisingly, right?
Wow.
With the Trump administration, things are actually shaping really nicely for investors and developers.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah, he's doing something, right?
Yeah.
With the construction costs is lowering down as well. He's opening up federal land for developers to build on to make more housing.
This is
So
awesome.
that's also good as well. So yeah, if you're a developer and investor, you need to tap into that and
Yeah.
figure out what's available for you guys. And I'm talking about, 20 units or more, right?
Okay.
But as far as with the city of Chicago, we still have those land bank properties, those properties that
City
are still
properties.
sitting there.
Missing Middle program.
Yes.
That is, we talked about this yesterday, and we just talked about time to build and opportunities. So I want to hone in real quick before we come locally. Let's go back to this federal level piece where the president has made it, construction costs have gone down, which is good to know.
Yes.
Especially for those of us that have had projects in the queue for a while, and now we're getting ready, though I have seen those budgets come down. But let's talk about the resources for building multi-units. Some people think, oh, I can't do this and I can't do that. I can only afford a 1 to 4 unit. When that's kind of small thinking, when there are a lot of opportunities where we can be developing 20 plus units. You want to talk about that?
Yes, you can. So, there's loan structures unless you're using cash. So if it's 1 to 4, then you're going to do a residential loan. If it's more than 4 units, you're going to do a commercial loan. And usually when you're doing the commercial loans, it's in a business, an LLC. So you just want to make sure you have those assets so you can capitalize on those loans.
Wow. So now construction costs has gone down, investor opportunities have gone up, and with the home prices expected to rise moderately, what advice do you have for buyers just looking to secure a good deal in this competitive market? And even in the competitive neighborhoods like Logan Square or Bronzeville or even now Woodlawn.
Yes. I say if you find something and you love it, put the contract in. Because once, I'm going to say maybe after March 31st, April 1st, spring market, it's going to be competitive. It's going to be back to that multiple offers. There's not a lot on the inventory right now that's already turnkey. But if you want that property, put it offering and get it.
Well, I know I've been in some competitive market bids, and sometimes it lasts 15 minutes, sometimes it lasts an hour, but it never lasts more than 3 days. And those go up and up and up. Now, if you have a very aggressive, knowledgeable agent,
Yeah.
they know what to do so that automatically you can get your $500 increments over whatever the next high or the latest highest bid was.
Yes, yes. I just had that last week. I snapped a 2-unit in Woodlawn. It was on the market for 1 day. I took my client out. We got a showing request. We saw it. I said, this property's not going to last long. We need to make an offer now. And I've shown this client 20 properties. We put in an offer. It got accepted. And a part of the deal, I told the listing agent, please change it over to that it's pending, because if it shows that it's active, she's going to start getting all the requests to come see it. Hey, we're doing $5,000 earnest money now, and once inspection, we're going to put even more earnest money down. And that is attractive to a seller.
Mm-hmm.
They want to see that you're serious, and they want to see that closing date. We're going to close in 2.5 weeks.
Oh, nice.
So
sorry to cut you off. That's interesting. I've been wanting to know, why is that attractive to a seller? I feel like earnest money is earnest money. If you give $500, $1,000, you've given something to hold it. Why more?
I think it's when the buyer is consuming a loan, right? It just shows that you're strong. You're a strong buyer. So that means that this is going to close. If someone's putting $500 down on a $500,000 property, I'm not going to take your offer seriously.
Gotcha. And it's the realtors that help with those offers, right?
Yeah.
I got it. Well, that happened to me, and I was a little flabbergasted because I'm like, now I've done this before, and I didn't have to come to table 5,000, but it was a very interesting property, and it wasn't cheap. So we did what we had to do to get the deal across the line, which having a very good realtor, like Tamara said, is so important, because I also lost a deal like that because I told the realtor I wanted to go in at what they wanted, but a little more. She was adamant about, no, we're going to go down, and submitted a low offer, and they kicked us out the offer real quick.
Wow.
And so you got to make sure you're connecting with people like Shaena, who know the landscape of the market and know how to help position you to get it, because once it's gone,
it's gone.
It's gone.
You got to go look for something else. And like you said, inventory is low, and it's been low for a while now.
Yeah.
But one of the good things that I'm excited about is that the interest rates are projected to go down in 2025. Now, how do you think that'll impact buyers' ability to purchase homes?
Oh, it's going to impact a lot. Last week, I was at the National Association of Realtors, and a researcher were there, and he was just explaining how last year we were 7.5, now we're here at 7. He see rates going down as low as 6.5, which is really good.
Yes, that's when I'll refinance.
Yes, that's also an option for a lot of people right now. They want to refinance because they closed last year and their interest rate was 7.5. So it is.
And then you had to buy it down in order to get it at 7.5.
Yeah, and that's a big difference. Thinking about the price, your mortgage could go down like $1,200 depending.
That would be incredible. So now I know that the Chicago housing inventory remains tight, but what steps should buyers take to position themselves for success in this competitive market?
I think they should be open to neighborhoods, open to areas
that they weren't previously open to.
Yes, because if you're a city worker, a lot of them require you to live in the city: firefighters, police officers, first responders. But if you can go out to the suburbs, I think you should take a look. There's a lot of good inventory out there that is less than 20-minute commute into the city. And those prices are a little less than ours in the city. It depends what neighborhood or what towns, but the property taxes are affordable too.
And what neighborhoods are you referring to? Just give a few examples.
For the suburbs? I think like western suburbs are pretty popular right now. I'm getting a lot of showings for Amherst, Lombard, Naperville, River Forest, and
Naperville used to be my favorite suburb because I used to think that every single house or group of houses had a lake behind it. I didn't know it was a retention pond.
Well, glad you know. But Naperville is definitely one of my favorite places. Yeah. It's just a little too far for a brother like me from the west side. But if I had to move to a suburb, Naperville would be it.
And it's easy. I mean, they have a metro train that's like express that gets you downtown pretty fast. Also in the west suburbs, I'm starting to see that the equity on the west suburbs go up a little bit faster.
Yep.
Versus
West side, of course.
But south side, south suburban, like Flossmoor, Matson, those areas are coming up as well. But we hope that all these homes have later, like updated renovations, of course. That also helps your equity of your home too.
You know, when you said that about the Metro, I used to think that the Metro. I used to think about it.
I'm about to say that's a new segment. I used to think.
So you know how when Starbucks first came into the market and people were holding Starbucks cups, and it was just the way that they held it. It was like a whole culture. People who ride the Metro, it's like a whole culture. They have Starbucks cups too. So that attracted me to like wanting to. I haven't, but it attracted me to wanting to ride the Metro. But if you do ride it, it's such a savings. And when you're talking about gas, and even if you have an electric car, I mean, and then you can work on your way to work. You can have your laptop out, and it's quiet sections, and literally it's a different way of living. It's peaceful. You can decompress on your way home.
I think riding the Metro will add some years to your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So now, how important is mortgage pre-approval in today's market?
Oh my goodness, it's so important. I think if you have that credit score, you have that great history of paying your bills, you have that income and assets. A lot of people sleep on assets, and a lot of people don't share their assets with their lender. Their 401ks, their other things that they have. That makes you a strong buyer too. If you have this chunk of money in your employment, in your retirement funds, they'll see that and they're like, wow, she has more buying power. She might not make a lot this year or the past 2 years, but she has a lot of money put away for assets. So yeah.
So that's great.
I was looking at something, and you could tell me if you've heard of it yet, or I saw this new essential workers mortgage program. And have you ever heard of anything like this, where if you're an essential worker, they're doing up to 100% financing with no PMI? Have you ever heard of any programs like that?
So there's some fine lines to that.
Okay.
So one, what makes you an essential worker?
That was my question.
Healthcare workers.
Well, I figured health, but like
and
our teachers.
Grocery store workers are essential workers. That was already established.
So not putting money down gives you more cost to your monthly payment. Why not put money down so you can have a comfortable monthly payment?
Yeah, but you know what? That's what attracts people to renting, because they don't have to put a big chunk of money down. And so this would be game changing.
Well, this is the thing where if as a landlord and investor, if you're renting from me and you are paying, let's just say $1,400 the last 2 years, your rent is going to go up $1,450, $1,500, just like anything else, right? The cost of living. Your mortgage stayed the same. Now it will go up due to your property taxes, right? But you don't have to worry about moving every 2-3 years. You don't have to worry about all the other costs. So it's like, it's either you want the room and you want to have a 30-year fixed mortgage, or you want to keep renting from a landlord where it's going to continue to go up.
I don't know, Shaena. I kind of like this 100% loan to value and
it might
no
be great.
PMI.
I gotta read about that. It might be a great program.
Well, we got to find out. That's why I brought it to you. But I'm with Shaena. I think the more you pay down, the cheaper that monthly payment does help you in the long run. Because we often say, when I was in the network marketing world, I would say $200 could save someone's house or change their lives. So thinking about a $200 cheaper payment every month by putting a little more money down up front, I think I like that idea too.
You can do a lot with $200.
Yeah.
You could if you have it, but if you don't have it, you can still be a homeowner.
But that's why there's options, and that's why we have people like Shaena that will make sure that we have the victory in all that we do. And when we get back, we'll keep talking all things wealth building, real estate, and victory, because victory shall be mine. It's the Brunch Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390.
Woohoo! Great segment.
Yeah.
Tony, I'm coming. I
Is
am
that
coming
the
to miss you too. Thank you. You saw us on the news yesterday. That's so good. You must have been up really early, because that was really early.
Well,
I told Christy.
email,
not book me.
text
I
me
don't
some
care if it's
crazy
a Michelle
stuff while I'm
Obama.
live.
I'm not coming. But that was my girl
Jarrell, go
Val,
to sleep
so
at night, all right?
had to go.
Who is Life T Solutions? This somebody that ain't staying in your lane, is it?
No.
It looks
Life
like the
Tea
same.
Solution.
It looked like the same profile picture.
It does?
Hey, it's your
That's-
girl Money
I
Mika.
might be saying
Life
your
is
name.
full of uncertainty.
Oh, Jarrell, we heard a commercial and it had Stacy's voice on it.
Yeah. That's not secure home and auto.
I thought we were.
No, we took him off from it. Was that you here with us recording that?
Yeah.
Remember Stacey was like,
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want to use that one?
No, we don't want to use the one with him.
My bad.
No, that's good. No offense to Stacy.
No, I made a mistake. I had sent that to Zoe.
She did.
That's
Good.
Okay, yeah,
Good. I'm glad she did.
He wasn't
What's
bringing.
up, Dr. Ryan? Just
Yes, it
joined.
is staying in your lane. She got a new page.
Yeah.
Life
Oh, it
Tea
is?
Solution.
I know my people.
Look,
Yep, you
y'all
sure
your
do.
BFF. Okay,
How many
Shane.
seconds of commercials do we have?
35.
Okay, cool. Because you know what? I didn't do my fast yesterday. I did it today.
How many seconds we got?
We got 25 now.
Oh, okay. Well, I
You
got
ready to last song?
No, we coming in. We ain't got time to wait. We got good stuff to talk about. Shayna, did we touch on? We talked on outside. Did we talk about pre-approvals?
13, 12.
A little bit.
A
But we
little
can dive into that.
Okay.
You could drink a
Let's
beer
talk
on the
about
drive.
factors.
4,
The factors. You should be
3,
looking.
2.
You're rocking with the Brunch Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390. It's your main man, Action Jackson, and I am so excited to be back with our girl, Shaena. Shaena, you said something. You said if you don't want to live in the city, or you do want to live in the city, but you should probably consider sometimes the west suburbs. Of course, I'm saying west suburbs, or any suburbs, right? But beyond price and location, what key factors should buyers consider when choosing a home? Because I had a cousin, and I hope she's listening, and so she needs to call you. She had her pre-approval. She was shopping. I told her she was being too picky, because the market was really tight, and that pre-approval ended up expiring, and then a year, 2 years later, she has not bought a home yet. But let's talk about what are those factors we should be looking at, and should we be so picky?
I say everyone has deal breakers, right? I have a client that's like, I have to have a garage, right? Or I have to have a basement, or I want my primary bedroom to be on the second floor. I do not want to be on the first floor. Those are deal breakers. But if you are searching or wanting more than that, and you are only pre-approved for a certain amount, and everything you like and that's on your list is higher than that, you have to sit down and really think about this. With pre-approval being expired, that's okay. You can always submit your updated documents and get a new pre-approval. If a pre-approval is less than or over 2 years ago, you might qualify for more, or you might qualify for less. But when you're out searching, really dive into the details before you even go out. That's really important. And know the neighborhood. Know the neighborhood. I've taken so many people out, and they're just like, oh, well, there's no grocery store over here, and I'm just like,
You didn't know that before you came? I know you can't say that.
These are Chicagoans that know West Side, South Side. So, I say you have this champagne taste with a beer budget, right? You really got to hold on.
A 211 budget.
Yeah.
Not a 40. Not a 40. But let me ask you this. How long does pre-approval usually last?
Usually it lasts about 3 to 5 months.
Yeah. But here's the issue. And when I said being picky, and I hope she's listening, I ain't gonna say her name, but I am talking about you.
She's
you
anonymous?
listen, ma'am. But ma'am was out looking, and
Not ma'am.
You gotta have what you like, right? You said 2 unit because you want somewhere for your mother to live and for you to live. All right, now we got you 2 unit. You want a nice block, but you want to stay on the south side, so it ain't gonna be Country Club Hills or Oak Brook. You're gonna have some challenges, so you can't look for a perfect block. But you want new cabinets. All of that is good, but don't don't out-talk yourself out of an opportunity, because here's what happens in our community. You get the pre-approval because you done paid your credit cards down, your credit scores are good, your job is great. 6 months from now, you may be behind and you can't pay your credit card. Now you got to use it, and now your DTI has gone up. Or you had to go finance some new washer and dryers because yours went out, and now your DTA. Things happen. When the opportunity is there,
And then your
take it.
pre-approval amount is less.
And then your pre-approval amount, or you can't get pre-approval no more until you pay that credit card off again.
Or you missed a car payment and that hits your thing, and now you got to wait 12 months.
Yeah. So,
or you get a battery that came up from 18 years ago to pop up on your credit. I didn't even know it could pop up on your
battery.
Credit. Yeah, you know, I wasn't always saved.
Well, the point is, we have to dream big, think big, but take big actions. And that's because we serve a big God. And if you're in the market now and you're saying, I want to learn more, I want to connect with someone who can educate me, you should be reaching out to Shaena Flanagan. And Shaena, how can they reach you?
They can call me. They can text me, 773-441-5474, 773-441-5474.
I love it. So you know what you're talking about. I tell you that much. And you want somebody that knows what they're talking about, that can navigate commercial, residential, federal funding, city grants, because there are a lot of grants that you touched on before. You want to talk about them again?
Yes. So
are there new ones?
right now, they're still pushing out there's a one for student loans. If you have $40,000 of student loans, you can get that paid at closing at a purchase of a home. I can say more about that as well. And then the second one is the area. So when you're buying in an 80% minority area, you can qualify for grants for first-time home buyers. So I like to talk to people one-on-one because I might have a buyer who is new in the job market and they are, their credit's not the greatest. They have a student loan, so they might fit this other program. So it's not one size fit all. It's different programs that you might can qualify for.
That is incredible.
Oh, and this is another one, first-time home buyer. If you bought a house 10 years ago, you are considered a first-time home buyer. I think a lot of people get confused about that.
I'm glad you made that distinction.
And it's not. Does it have to be 10 years?
No, I think it has to be within like less than 7 years, or somewhere 7 to 10 years.
Yeah, you like Tammy. Your interest rates are going down, so you're refinancing. Now you qualify for a first-time home buyer loan because you don't have a first-time home buyer loan anymore. You got an entirely new home. So you can move out of that house and buy you a new house and put only, how much down, Shaena?
It depends, $9,000 to $8,000.
That is incredible.
Listen, this is some good info. And most people, that's called, I'll say, house hacking, right? Most people, they buy their house. This is their dream house. But it's really not the dream house anymore because your family has grown.
Or your dreams change.
And you think, oh, I can't qualify. I was just talking to, actually, my parents about that. Like, look, I know you love this place then, but let's get you somewhere better now. You can qualify again for a first-time home buyer's loan. So those type of tips, you need a good person to connect with that can help
sellers. I know there's a lot of sellers or people that have been in their homes, their childhood homes, the homes that were passed down to them from generations. If you are tired of being at home and it needs so much work, put it on the market. Let's find you something in a building with an elevator, especially if you're older. A lot of baby boomers are trying to sell their homes and go to the South, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Texas. That might be something that you might want to do. Get your home prepared for the market. Sell it to an investor. There's so many options.
Make that money.
Yeah.
And make that move. Make that phone call.
Call Shaena.
773-441-5474. That's 773-441-5474. Shaena, you have really been dropping some jewels today, as you always do. Yes. Well, you look refreshed. I know you're ready to hit the ground running with new and pre-qualified buyers.
Amen.
Well, listen, believers, we are ready to hit the ground running. We want to thank Shaena Flanagan for joining us here on the Brunch. We will share her contact information on our social media pages. Believers, seniors All of my seniors, listen closely. Put your ear on the speaker. We are on our way to 6978 Soul Food. That's 6978 West North Avenue. We're feeding the first 100 seniors who show up for free. It's 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. We have a DJ.
Have your IDs though.
Have your IDs. We checking them because some of y'all look better than a bacon and egg sandwich. You don't look 62. So we got to check. But we got a DJ. We got live band. Commissioner Tara Stamps is bringing gifts. And we got some raffle giveaways there. Shout out to Sharice Henderson, who deals with all my last minute stuff. She went running around for me today. So we're going to be giving away some great stuff. Meet us there at 2 o'clock. But guess what? Meet us back here tomorrow at 12 because we are out of time, but we are never out of content. In the spirit of Reverend Clay Evans, no matter what you're going through, today go home, get in your bed and pull the covers around your shoulders and go to sleep because angels are watching over you. Tamir Fair on the air, I love you.
I love you too, Action Jackson.
Believers, we love you. Baby Eminem, we love you. And shout out to my favorite, Dave's Red Hots. I'm stopping by there on my way to the senior event. See you in a minute. We out. Bye.
You guys, thank you so much. I see so many people that I haven't seen in such a long time. Thank you so much. You know what? Yesterday, I did not fast until noon because I got up too early to go do the news. But so today I did, and now I'm starving. So if you heard me crunching on the mic, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I was hungry. Anyway, I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow.
That's no excuse to crunch in their ears.
You shut up.
Is the senior event today?
Yes.
Where is it?
6978 Soul Food. You should stop by.
Where is that at?
On the great west side of Chicago.
What's up, I Heart Zoe?
By my
We
Facebook.
miss you.
Yep, North Avenue.
Coco
West North
Daddy.
Avenue.
What's the hour?
Tim, you said
2 to 5.
Facebook?
I said, oh, I didn't. Facebook, see you tomorrow.
Hang up.